Hi everyone.
Hey
Hi.
Patrick,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
You too. So we're here with Helsinki Fashion Week's Designer Residency Mentorship Program, and you're the textile expert for Helsinki Fashion Week from the Helsinki-based company Spinova,
That's
right?
right.
And I'm one of the designers showing on Monday at 6:15 British Standard Time, my new collection, which is called Catholic Fairy Tales, hence the background behind me being at the Vatican City in Italy. And today we're going to talk a bit about textile innovation and the incredible work that Spinova's doing to create sustainable textiles. So could you explain a bit about Spinova and how it's different to other fibers?
Sure. Well, maybe I'll give you a bit of an overview of the Spinova story. So the innovation, to give you a snapshot, is 10 years old, and it was born out of VTT, which is the Finnish Research Centre. So our CTO, Juha Salmela, was inspired by spider silk continuous filament and wondered whether that could be reproduced by producing a wood-based continuous filament. So the innovation, as I said, started at VTT, and Juha worked with our CEO, Janne Paranen. And when it became really quite exciting that there was a lot of potential with this innovation, it was developed into a spin-off company, Spinova. So Spinova, we are 5 years old, and to put it into perspective, we now have an industrial pilot plant which is 18 months old, and over the last 9 to 11 months, we're now continuing to work on our development on different fibre blends, yarns, and fabrics. So it's been a really exciting journey, which is continuing.
Amazing, and it's because it's also like a closed loop process as well, right? So it doesn't have the same kind of, because I think other cellulose fibers tend to be quite, although they originally come from trees, I think the chemicals involved in like viscose and things are quite damaging.
Yeah, so the Spinova process is quite unique in the fact that we don't use any harmful chemicals. So other regenerated cellulose materials use harmful chemicals, whereas ours is a mechanical process or a mechanical refining process only. And we use FSC or PEFC certified wood. So it's a responsible and sustainable supply chain, value chain, and that's really important for us.
Amazing. So you sent me some of the fiber to work with for my new show, and that's been really interesting. So if anyone's unsure, usually designers would be sent kind of fabrics, or if you were in knitwear, you'd be sent yarn. But to be sent the actual kind of, is it filament or?
Yep.
Yeah, it's that was quite unusual. So at this stage, it becomes kind of paper-like with water to it. So it's been really fascinating to kind of play around with being able to create the textiles through that, and through kind of mainly looking into how it could be made into feather type things by wetting the middle part, which has been really interesting, because any other kind of clothing designers will know usually the textiles are done by somebody else or prints are done by someone else. So it's been really fascinating to see it at that stage before it's kind of well, I mean, it already is developing further on into fibers and fabrics, I think, now as well. So it's been really interesting to see it at that stage. And it's also quite long. It's almost like a horsetail length.
Well, I must compliment you, Patrick. I mean, as you said, normally, so it's produced in continuous filament form, or we can chop it into staple fibre. But it's usually then either blended with other natural fibres, converted into a yarn, knitted or woven, or a non-woven fabric. So the fact that you were given that challenge to do something with, you know, this very innovative and new fibre, and I can't wait to see what you have done with it. That is hugely challenging. And because our material, we can engineer it so it responds to moisture and water in different degrees. And the material that you've got, the fact that you've been able to manipulate it deliberately to get so it sort of returns to that papery structure is hugely exciting. So big congratulations.
Oh, thanks. It's just been very exciting. And I wondered also if you could explain a little bit about why it does. I think sometimes people think, oh, if the idea and the technology exists, then we should be able to do it, like with lots of sustainable innovations. But I don't know if maybe you could explain, because I don't really know why is it that it takes around 10 years for things to get to this stage?
Well, I think, in all honesty, 10 years is quite rapid. So from you know the concept of an idea and then developing that into something, and then actually taking it from the lab bench to a pilot, quite a lot of amazing innovations never go any further. So the fact that it's gone from that to a pilot stage, we're now in pre-commercial proof of concept development, working with a number of really exciting international brands. So it has been quite a rapid progression. And Spinova, we now have over around 20 patents, and all of that does take time. I must say that now that we have our pilot plant and fibre and yarn and fabric development and working with brands and designers like yourself, the progression is really just speeding up hugely.
Amazing. So usually kind of innovations that we'll see this year are things that kind of maybe were put into concept 15 years ago. Is that kind of how it generally works?
Look, I think all research and innovation is different, but I think one of the things I love about Spinova is, even though it's research and innovation and development push, we're working with the commercial pool, and so we're always very mindful that, you know, the developments and the optimization that we're doing has commercial benefits and, you know, consumer need. And it's really important, I think, to work in that space.
Yeah, of course. Definitely is. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. I think you're joining with Coty now, I think, who's gonna come onto the call.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I look forward to showing you the digital show, which is Catholic Fairy Tales on Monday the 27th, this Monday, 6:15 British Standard Time, which is 8:15 Helsinki time.
I'm really excited, can't wait. And it's been really lovely working with you, Patrick.
Oh, thank you. It's been really interesting and so excited to see the Spinova journey continue.
Thank you very much.
Fabrics next year, maybe. And I think we didn't get any questions in that call, so Yeah, I'll pass you over to Coty now. Okay.
Lovely. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.